Hello everybody and welcome back to Sprocket. I want to just take a moment before we start this video and just thank everybody for reaching 10,000 subscribers on this channel. I was actually going to be asking you to subscribe so we could hit that, and then I went to look and we had passed it, so thank you very much for that. And I also want to say that due to how close the last poll was, it was actually like 50% between the mouse and the M6. I'm just going to be doing both because I consider that essentially a draw, considering it was neck and neck for the entirety of it. I think the M6 just barely beat out the mouse. But this is going to be the M6. We're going to do that one first since it is in first place, unless I looked at it wrong. And then we'll be doing the mouse probably tomorrow. So it just kind of depends on how long it takes YouTube to process these videos, because who knows how long that takes. Sometimes it happens quick, sometimes it never happens. It's just typical YouTube things. Anyways, stay tuned until the end of this video as well, because I'm going to be talking about how you can help me make a new series for Sprocket, and it's going to be entirely viewer determined, so very important that you guys stay to the end and watch that. I'll put timestamps once again down at the bottom. I don't have any time-lapse footage for you guys of this build because I did it prior to starting this series. So I hope you still enjoy nonetheless. Alright, and here we are in the build menu. We have our M6 improved. If you watched my review of Sprocket, you'll probably... Oh, hang on, I need to save that real quick. You'll probably remember this version of the M6, which, I mean, it's pretty close. I feel like it was pretty well done, but I decided I wanted to go through and just refine a few things. I'm going to kind of show just what I did different between the two. So in this one, I didn't have the little hatches, the circle hatches here. The scaling was off a little bit. I think these plates were a little too angled. The fender wells here were wrong. I didn't have the tracks extended far enough and everything. Overall, it's pretty close, and as close as I can really get without the rounded turrets and everything that I think is going to be added. And yeah, I was pretty happy with this one, but looking at it, I was like, you know what? Might as well go through and improve it if I'm going to be showing it to everybody. What the heck? Why did it do that? I fixed that. Come on. Turret. There we go. Good enough. So you can see I refined the track layout here. I don't know exactly what it was that I changed. I think I made the tank a little bit taller, so it gave me the space to put these down. Again, not perfect because there's supposed to be cutouts and everything for access to the wheels, but I mean, it's as close as I'm going to get with what the game is currently capable of. As well as these hatches here, they're supposed to be circular. It's as close as I can get. The only area I'm really not happy with on this is the rear, because the rear is actually supposed to have an overhang by a bit with this tank, mainly because it has like vents and stuff for the exhaust. And yeah, there's just no way to do it currently, so I'm not super happy with that. The exhaust is not perfect, and the turret is just not really super proud of that one, considering it's a panther mantlet, so that's not correct. But you know, it's as close as you're gonna get with what the game has currently, so I'm pretty happy with it. As for the crew layout, we are technically one crew member short because there's supposed to be a second dude that just kind of sits here in the middle of the tank. It doesn't really do anything between the driver and the co-driver or machine gunner. In the actual tank, he was supposed to pass ammunition up, or that's what he was planned to do, I guess. I believe in the later versions of the tank, they were kind of like, what do we really need this guy for? We should probably just eliminate him. He's just not really accomplishing much, but... yeah, he was there in the early ones. You can watch more about the history. I'll put a little link thing up in the corner if you want to check out that video. Pretty happy with how that one turned out. But enough shilling myself. How does this thing perform in battle? So overall, I mean, the tank moves. Oh goodness, I did not test with the I did not test this with the new side panels on, and I built this thing prior to the suspension update, so good enough, I'd say. I just really need to... we'll actually just fix that really quick, otherwise it's going to bother me a ton. Let's just go ahead and adjust the... oh, I don't have torsion bars on this thing, do I? So, yeah, I actually can't fix that. Unless I can move the road wheels down. No, I cannot. Alright, well, it's good enough. It's good enough. It's moving. That's all that matters. Yeah, usually with, if you have torsion bars, you can adjust the height. But with this thing, I am using a different form of suspension, so yeah, none of that. So, I have learned recently, if I hit Z, I believe, we can spawn in enemies. So, I don't know what we should spawn in. Let's spawn a bunch of tonks. How about that? Let's spawn in some tonks, and they will be our enemy. Alright, come here, tonk. You will spawn. Oh, can we only spawn one at a time? Oh, goodness, I spawned a Ferdinand. Alright. Can we knock out a Ferdinand with this thing? Oh. Well, apparently I can. I set the Ferdinand on fire. So, well, there's your answer. Ferdinand is not as good as M6, although he seems to not be burning anymore. As you can see, my Ferdinand is not great because he is incapable of turning his gun. All right. The tonk is also very susceptible to fire. Let's spawn in something a little bit more difficult. Let's go ahead and spawn in the next tank that I'm going to be showcasing in this video. We're going to spawn in my mouse and see how the armor holds up against it. Go on, shoot me. Come on. Ooh. See if we can immobilize it. Alright. We've taken one track off. Hopefully we survive his next shot. And we've taken the other track off. Alright, now we gotta go for the flank. We've dodged his shot. We've got to cross the trench to get him. This is probably where this thing's gonna fail. Oh no! Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Can we ricochet down into his hull? This may be where we reach our demise. As you can see, this is very clearly how suspension works. The armor's holding up pretty good, though. Granted, I don't know how accurate the mouse's gun is. Alright, let's try this again without crossing the big trench. Alright, so let's go ahead and spawn in... yeah, we'll go ahead and spawn in the mouse again. Why not? That's kind of like the best tank that I've built out of all of them so far, so... Alright, we gotta cross over this. We gotta engage it. We should go for the track again. That didn't knock out the track. I think we missed. Alright, let's go for the track over there. That should force him to turn. We gotta move. We gotta go fast. Yeah. We didn't pen. Oh no, we damaged ourselves. The trenches are not good. Yeah, I don't know if I actually have enough penetration to kill the mouse through its side armor. Hello, friend. How are you? What if we shoot up into his turret ring? I don't think that did anything. I think I, like, fully armored that thing's turret ring. God, he can still drive with only one track. No! Don't shoot me! I don't know why he's not shooting me. Maybe we wounded his gunner? Hello? I would prefer if you didn't grope me, please. Oh, no. No. What if we shoot his internal fuel tank? Aha! That did nothing. Just kill me. Why are you toying with me this way, mouse? Alright, it seems like the mouse may be a little bit too much. Let's actually check what this thing's penetration is. I never really checked that. We are looking at 131 mils of penetration, so yeah, I don't think we can take out a mouse just yet with this thing. But that's pretty close to what the 76mm is capable of. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll spawn in something a little bit less. Something a little bit less cursed. A little bit more of a threat, although the Ferdinand is currently incapable of aiming itself. Alright, so we can set its engine on fire very easily. We should not be able to penetrate anywhere along its upper plate because Ferdinand has a very thick frontal armor. But due to it being a casemate, we can very easily flank it and bonk. Target destroyed. Our frontal armor does hold up fairly well to explosions as well. Surprisingly more so when you hit it with the tracks, which doesn't really make much sense. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this thing. I don't think the engine or anything is accurate. I put the correct amount of horsepower, but I haven't messed with the transmission too much with this thing. I mainly just go for the builds to be accurate right now. But I think that's enough looking at this tank. You guys have probably already been bored by it. Let's go ahead and talk about the next series that I want to do with Sprocket, because honestly, as fun as it is to recreate tanks in game that already exist, that's not really the point of this game, I feel like. So, my idea for a new series of this game is I want you guys to submit requirements down in the comments of tanks that I should build. And you can see the suspension still not working perfectly. And for those of you that don't understand what that means, because maybe you're not as well versed in the terminology of tanks and stuff, when tanks are chosen to be developed, or are put into development is a better way to say it, there are usually requirements given by either the country that is looking to have the tank built. In the case of the M6, it would be the Americans. In the case of the Germans, it would be, the German government for the mouse and everything. They're given requirements for what the tank should be capable of. For example, with the mouse, it originally started with, the mouse is a bad example because there were so many iterations of that thing. But, alright, with the example of the M6 Heavy, they started off with wanting to create a heavy tank, essentially, and it was originally supposed to be a dual-turreted vehicle, and it just, through the different iterations, it became the M6 that we know today. I want you guys to give me requirements, so maybe it's a weight requirement. The maximum weight can only be 35 tons. It needs to be equipped with a minimum 88mm cannon, something along that line. Must be able to penetrate X amount of armor. Should have X number of crew. Armor should at least be, you get my drift. Maximum width, maybe. Just give me your requirements, and I'm going to pick the best requirements that I see in the comments, and I'm going to build a tank to fit your requirements, and then we're going to take it into one of the scenarios. You can even pick the scenario if you want, and we will see what I can come up with, and if I can create a successful tank using your requirements. They can be as ridiculous or as realistic as you want. I want this to be a community-driven series, and I think it'll be a lot of fun, especially when they add custom events. You guys can even supply me with an event that you want me to test it in. Maybe it's against a bunch of German Panthers or something. And we'll just kind of go from there, and we'll shape the series as we go. So let me know what you think of the idea, and submit your requirements down in the comments. I hope you did enjoy this video, and I will see you most likely tomorrow with one for the mouse. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And enough of me talking. I will see you later.